Louisville men's basketball has avoided major sanctions. An independent panel has placed Louisville men's basketball on a 2-year probation and fined the program $5,000, but spared the school and former coaches Rick Pitino and Chris Mack major penalties from NCAA allegations leveled in the aftermath of a federal investigation of corruption in college basketball. The independent resolution panel announced today that Louisville avoided a postseason ban and other significant sanctions in the infractions case that began with the FBI's 2017 investigation into corruption around college basketball and the school's relationship with former star recruit Brian Bowen Jr. Louisville was also given a 2-week ban on unofficial visits and a public reprimand and censure. The panel concluded that the NCAA failed to show evidence that Adidas cited as an orchestrator of a scheme to funnel recruits to its partner schools was a representative of the university. Former Louisville assistants Kenny Johnson and Jordan Fair, who had been accused by the NCAA of arranging payments to the Bowens family and the family of another recruit and providing false information to NCAA about the relationships with the recruits, were both given 2-year show cause penalties by the panel for level 1 violations. Those penalties will limit their collective ability to work in college basketball during that period. Although Johnson's show's cause specifically pertains to his ability to recruit at live events during those 2 years, Johnson is currently an assistant at Rhode Island on Archie Miller's staff, while Fair has recently coached on the AAU level. The violations that did not involve Fair and Johnson were level 3 violations. The panel's ruling cannot be appealed. In 2017, the FBI alleged that Pitino and his staff had worked with Adidas and the school's apparel partner to funnel payments to Bowen and another recruit. Both Pitino, now the head coach at Iona, and former athletic director Tom Jurich, Jurich, were fined. I apologize if I butchered that last name. The NCAA notice of allegations cited Pitino for failure to promote an atmosphere of compliance. Multiple people tied to Adidas have been indicted and imprisoned for their roles in the corruption scandal, but the panel determined that Pitino and Adidas were not at fault. That ruling could also bode well for Kansas, which is facing similar accusations to influence recruits in an infractions case also being handled by IRP. Kansas announced Wednesday that it had self-imposed a 4-game ban on Bill Self and his assistant Curtis Townsend, who are both in the notice of allegations against the school. While Louisville was working through the Bowen case, allegations of recruiting violations against Mack, who had left the program and extended this chapter for Louisville, after former assistant Dino Gaudio threatened to expose NCAA allegations within the Louisville program following his dismissal from Mack's staff, he was charged in federal court for an attempt to extort the program. He received a fine and probation. Louisville later self-reported multiple recruiting violations related to graduate managers and other staffers participating in on-court activities and showing videos to recruits that their names featured the names, images, and likeness. But the IRP determined that those violations were isolated and inadvertent and provided no more than minimal recruiting or competitive advantage, and thus did not suffer a significant, a sufficient basis to support that Mack had violated head coach responsibility or failed to promote an atmosphere of compliance. The Independent Accountability Resolutions Process, which is IARP, was created in 2019 as an alternative for schools that wanted their case to be heard by people outside of Division I athletics. The process has been clogged by delays and complications, and the NCAA has decided to eliminate the IARP after it handles its upcoming cases. I just want to go over that. And I'm not putting words into Mike Borden's mouth, but I bet he's disgusted that they didn't get a postseason ban like he did. It was very, very similar to what Oklahoma State handled. And it didn't even occur under Mike Borden at all. I'm not putting words in his mouth. I'm not trying to put words in his mouth, but I'm pretty sure he's not happy with this. But, I mean, this is basically almost like a slap on the wrist. It seems like. It's mostly like recruiting stuff. And I'll put the article down in the description below so y'all can read all that. It is big news for Louisville that they are not postseason banned. I mean, if you like this content, hit the like and subscribe button. And see you guys later. It's going to be 400 subscribers and more by the end of this year or sometime in the future.